Hey everybody, today we're taking a look at this all aluminum metal snoot right here, and I'm going to show you some examples with it as well. So right now we're in my photo video studio where we do a variety of different things, and I recently got an LED spotlight. This is the NEEWER CB100. Okay, I'm going to show you what it looks like with a couple different reflectors and grids on versus this snoot right here. So even though it's an LED spotlight, it does get very hot. So I needed something that's going to be aluminum. Now for photography, this is probably great. I'm going to show you a couple different options here. So this is the all aluminum snoot right here. It also has a grid that goes on top and some gels. I have some of these snoots that are plastic. I actually printed these on my 3D printer. These work amazing. So I did a couple full-size one. I did a half one. That way you can have a slightly wider round circle when you're shooting with photography and flash and stuff. And then I actually 3D printed one with dual color filament, and that actually adds a nice little pop of color into the light, which is really cool, okay? But these will not work on a LED light like this because it still gets hot. So as you can see, I'm gonna show you in just a second what it looks like with no reflector. We're gonna put the reflector on, and then we're gonna put that snoot on here. So let's hop to that right now. So this is where we're gonna start. We're gonna start with the green color right here. I've got the ISO set at 160, which I think is representative of the amount of light output that's coming out, and the white balance is set to 5000K, okay? And right now, the spotlight has no modifier on it. It's just spraying everywhere, and it's only at 50%, but if I turn it up to 100%, right, you're gonna see how much light output comes out of this. Now I just put the reflector on, so now we can see that the light's a little more focused to the front. It's still spraying kind of everywhere, but not nearly as much as it was with no reflector on. Now this is with the snoot on. You can see how controlled that beam is. You see I can move it up and down. I would say that the length of my room is about 25 feet end to end, so probably 20-ish from here to the back screen that is right there, and the height is about 10 feet. So within 20 feet, I've got about a 10-foot circumference of light that's coming out. And let's not forget that we've also got an included grid that can go on the end here. So I'm gonna show you this. I probably wouldn't use it, but if I slide it on, it's on there. It is controlling it a little bit more, but you might be able to notice that you can see that honeycomb on there as well. So as far as light, spotlight in using this, I probably wouldn't use the honeycomb or the grid inside of here to try and control that light because it reduces it too much. I did try some of my other photo modifiers with the grids in the big reflector dish. It's just totally useless. But for video and something tight like this, yeah, definitely 10 out of 10. For photography, absolutely. Let's switch it over to white light. So this is what it looks like with white light, with the snoot on. This is at 100% power, and I have it set to 5000K. If we turn it up, I'm gonna go all the way up to 6500, which is the max. And then if I were to turn it all the way down to the lowest, which is 2700K, I mean, in general, you're still getting the same spot. It's just a different color. So here's what I think. If your expectations are set properly, yeah, absolutely, this thing's going to be beneficial for you, especially if you're trying to use it for a spotlight. Now keep in mind that even though this is a cob LED, right, this thing is already getting hot. So if you're going to be taking it on and off repeatedly, just be careful. Keep a glove or a towel or something on standby. For photography, you don't have to worry about that, but it is metal. It's basically indestructible. It's going to last you forever. But if you have a 3D printer, right, you can just find a file online and pop a couple of these bad boys off and print them yourself, and they'll last you a long time. But if you're using something with constant light, you need to control it a little bit more. This is a very affordable alternative. I think I'd probably try to find something that can handle, oh my God, I can't talk. A lens where I can actually focus the light so I could make it wider or longer. I don't know, I might have to look into that. But if you're just looking for a simple, budget option, 10 out of 10.